Good day, subscribers, and welcome everybody back to The Contrarian. Now, today I will be talking about a fairly different topic than what I normally discuss on this channel, in that I actually do not have a position of any kind in this current stock, or rather a SPAC that I'm going to be talking about. But I actually do think that this could be the next area in which you see just a large number of people run into and bid up the price dramatically, kind of what we've seen in the last year with regards to GameStop and AMC and a bunch of other meme stock companies where fundamentals were essentially thrown out the window entirely, and essentially the price was just bid up by a massive number of retail traders getting into positions, as well as a short squeeze occurring. Now, I do see a lot of commonalities between GameStop and AMC and what could potentially happen with Digital World Acquisition Corp, which is also better known as the SPAC behind Trump's upcoming social media platform that he is saying that he will release in the upcoming year in 2022. Now, we really do not know a whole lot about this or whether it will actually happen yet, so there is a lot of speculation with regards to what might happen. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, the SPAC has already rallied significantly. It went up from, its initial price of around $10. It went up to a high of around $175 just about a day after the announcement. And now it's trading down in the $40 range. So it has already rallied some 400% from its initial price. But all this being said, there's some big caveats here. If, for example, if this social media platform does happen, if it does turn out to be a decently large success, I could actually see the price being bid up significantly more than where it is right now. Currently, the market cap behind this SPAC is only $1.6 billion, which, looking at where GameStop went to or where AMC was eventually bid up to, it could rally significantly from here if a lot of factors do come in line. And specifically with all of the uncertainty, that is why I do not have any position with this SPAC whatsoever. That might change in the future, but I don't have anything right now, just because I don't really feel comfortable with losing anything in this kind of a market, and there's just so much uncertainty behind this kind of company. It's hard to essentially assess where the risk level is right now, because we really don't know if this is actually going to happen or not. Trump has made some announcements in the past which have not, in fact, played out. So it's just really hard to say whether or not this does happen. But all that being said, there is a major catalyst that could get behind this SPAC should say Trump Media and Technology Group actually release a very attractive and fairly easy to use platform that, say, was very similar to a Twitter or Facebook, or maybe they somehow combine some video in there like a YouTube or a TikTok. Say they actually do release a platform that is more user friendly than a lot of these other alternative platforms that just really don't have very good user interface, and they don't also have very many people on them to begin with. So I would say the main advantage for Trump's social media platform, should it actually be released, is that if he does come out with a very compelling platform, if he gets some really good computer scientists behind him and graphic designers who can actually create a really attractive platform, I would actually say that he could likely get several tens of millions of followers pretty quickly on that platform, just given how many people know him and would like to follow him on that. So unlike, say, a Rumble or a Parler or a lot of these other platforms, I do think that Truth Social could actually get a pretty large following pretty quickly. And because of that, I do think that the SPAC linked with Truth Social could also get a large inflow of people simply buying it because they like its mission of competing with big tech and competing with the corporate media. And yeah, I personally do like the idea of there just being a more competition in the space of technology and media in general, I tend to agree with people who would say that big tech has definitely gone too far in terms of censorship, in terms of controlling the conversation. That being said, I definitely disagree with a lot of the things that would probably be said on some of these platforms, but I do think that it's a good progression nevertheless in terms of just bringing more competition into the area, more options for people to choose from. But all this being said, I'm not trying to provide advice. I'm not saying that you should buy, Digital World Acquisition Corporation or anything like that. I'm just saying that I do see a lot of similarities between this SPAC right now and where AMC was and where GameStop was in terms of, I just see the same potential in terms of a lot of people potentially coming in and buying this and bidding up the price, basically irregardless of the fundamentals, which a SPAC has no fundamentals whatsoever. It would take a while, a matter of years to actually get an idea of where the financials of this company were. But that being said, I'm essentially making this video because I do see a lot of similarities between Trump's social media platform, should it happen, and a lot of these former meme stocks which have occurred in this crazy market that we're living in right now, where essentially anything can be worth what anybody wants it to, as long as they can essentially keep the greater fool narrative going as long as possible, which of course does eventually come crashing down. We've seen that many times. But all that being said, this is just an interesting development I see out there, and we will ultimately just have to see how this plays out in the coming months. And if it does happen, it'll probably be in the next few months. Apparently they were going to release a beta test version in November, which we're basically approaching the end of November. But whenever that happens, that could be a major catalyst that gains attention or not, depending on how compelling of a platform this is or not. But all that being said, this is just a video essentially where I see maybe the crowd running to next. And all that being said, I'm not participating in it in any way. So if you like this kind of content, just consider subscribing to this channel, and I hope to see you again at some point.